Hey everyone. Today, I'm not doing a reaction video. I'm just doing a regular video. And I also want to let my viewers know, just in case, some of them don't know, I have two channels. I've had this channel for a couple of years, I guess, close to it. And my main channel, Canadian Studmuffin, I've had for over 18 years. And I'm always posting on both channels, so please subscribe to both channels. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, please like the videos if you like the video, and subscribe. So today's subject matter is a band I totally respect. I think talent-wise, they're one of the greatest bands ever. And I have, the original band member, the original band. I have their whole discography. Of course, there were a couple of releases after, but I never did buy those. But I'm just talking about the original four members. And of course, the band I'm talking about is Queen. They are, I don't know, they they should be in my top 10 best bands of all time or my favorite bands, but they never make the list. And I don't love all of these albums, but I love a good portion of them. And they sit in my CD collection year after year. And I might play, one, two, three albums once every few months, if that. Otherwise, they just don't get listened to. And I don't know what it is because I think, like I said, I think they're a great band. They're a great live band, of course, too. Freddie Mercury was an amazing singer. Roger Taylor, very underrated drummer, great singer. And yeah, all four band members could write great, they all wrote hit songs. So I thought I would just, once again, go through their discography and talk about each album. And I would love your thoughts on Queen. Uh, and also, I would love your thoughts on a band that you know is great, has a lot of talent, and when you listen to one of, some of their albums, you really enjoy it, but for the most part, you never listen to them. So here we go. So their their first album, Queen, came out in the early 70s. Was it 73, I believe? And I remember my older brother, Don, bringing home the vinyl record and him saying that they're like Led Zeppelin. And then he put on the album for me. And the first song was Keep Yourself Alive. And I was hooked. Not that they sounded like Led Zeppelin, but, the same kind of great band. And so I've always really loved their debut album. One of my favorite songs is Keep Yourself Alive, but Doing All Right, Great King Rat, My Fairy King, Liar. The whole album is great. Uh, I would give it except for the production. I wish the production was better. But besides that, it's great. I would give it at least a 9 out of 10. Now, Queen 2, when Queen 2 came out, I don't think I ever bought it when it came out. I couldn't afford. I was just like 58, 16. Yeah, like 15. I didn't have a job. uh, so once again, my older brother bought this, and I could never. I did enjoy. I really did like side 2. The Fairy Fellers, Masterstroke, Nevermore, The March of the Black Queen was awesome. But side 1 I could never get into until Like I said, I do once in a blue moon, I play Queen, but not as often as other bands I love. And in the last year, off and on, I would play this, and I got to really appreciate side one. So I enjoy this a lot more than I used to in the last couple of years. And I would give it a at least an 8 out of 10. But once again, the production I wish was a little better. The very first Queen album I bought was Queen Sheer Heart Attack, and I loved it right away. Um, Production was much better than the first two albums. Brighton Rock, uh, Killer Queen, Lick of the Wrist, Stone Cold Crazy. There's so many, and such a variety of almost, different genres in this album. And yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites of theirs. But like I said, I might play it once a year, if that. I will give this a 10 out of 10. Next came their big selling A Night at the Opera. You might have heard a song from it called Bohemian Rhapsody, which I loved, of course, right away. And I bought this when it was released, and I really enjoyed it. Death on Two Legs was incredible. I'm in love with my car. Like I said, all of the band members, not just, sometimes there's too much focus on Freddie Mercury, even though he's one of the greats, because they have three other band members that are just so talented too. Brian May, what a guitarist. And he has a really nice, his vocals are really nice too. And then Roger Taylor, like I've already said. And let's not forget John Deacon on bass. He wrote some great songs during Queen's career. Um, so yeah, I really like this. But once again, I don't think I've played this in the past year, but I know it very well. Um, I would give it, I think there's a couple of weaker songs. I don't care for Sweet Lady. And I like the Prophet song more than I used to. So overall, I would give this a 9 out of 10. They followed it up with A Day at the Races. And I remember a friend, I don't think I bought it right away, but a friend did. And Tie Your Mother Down, of course, was a great rocker. But overall, uh, Somebody to Love, of course, was great. But overall, it didn't really. I was into like Sparks at the time. I was so obsessed with Sparks and the Beatles, even in the mid 70s, Blue Oyster Cult. So through the years, I enjoy this, but it is kind of not as strong as A Night at the Opera. For me, I know some of you will disagree. We're all different. But now, I listen to it. I enjoy it all. The one time a year I listen to it. I would give this an 8 out of 10. It's still very good. Now, Queen News of the World. I bought this when it came out. And I loved it. So it's, once again, one of my favorites. We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. Of course, those songs are way overplayed. But you can't blame a song for being overplayed on the radio, right? It's still a great song. Uh, Sheer Heart Attack, Spread Your Wings. I was never that crazy about Get Down, Make Love, but It's Late is awesome. Yeah, this was excellent. I would give it a 9 out of 10. And I bought this when it came out, Jazz, which I feel is very underrated. It might be my favorite Queen album. Mustafa, I love the opening track. Fat Bottom Girls, Bicycle Race, Let Me Entertain You, Dead on Time, really heavy track. Fun It, Leaving Home Ain't Easy. It's a great, really underrated album. 10 out of 10. This one I play 2 times a year. I should play it more because I do love it. And I bought this one when it came out. The Game. Another one of their big selling albums. Another one bites the dust, of course. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Play the Game, Dragon Attack. Side 2 was a little weaker with Don't Try Suicide, Sail Away, Sweet Sister, Rocket Prime. Rocket Prime Jive is actually kind of pretty good. I like that. So back in the day, I did really enjoy this, but like I said, I might play this once every year, if that. Now, I would give this an 8 out of 10. And then Flash Gordon came out, the soundtrack. I totally ignored it. And I have listened to this a couple of times when I was doing a Queen ranking on my other channel, but there's really not too much here that I really like. One or two songs, I guess. I would give this a 6 out of 10. And then they did a dance record, Hot Space. I never bought it. I had no interest in it. Even though, the band Sparks that I love, in 1979, they went disco or, kind of synth music, kind of, dance music, almost like this. Although their lyrics were not related to dancing at all. So totally different in a way. Under Pressure, of course, is a great song. Overplayed, yes. But some of these songs, when just reading, like, I have listened to this 2 or 3 times to do reviews and rankings, but it just never holds my interest, except for maybe 2 or 3 songs. So I would give this a 6 out of 10. I know there are fans of this album. So after, I guess, the Game, I kind of stopped buying Queen albums. And they released Queen the Works. I loved Radio Gaga. And I Want to Break Free was great, and Hammer to Fall, but I never bought the album for whatever reason. So yeah, there's some great songs on this. Radio Gaga, like the 3 I just mentioned. And then the other ones, like Tear It Up, I don't, just reading the title, I don't remember it because I haven't played this a lot. It's a hard life. It's a hard life, I remember. Man on the Prowl, Machines. So yeah, I might play this once every 2 years. 7 out of 10. It's a kind of magic. Queen, a kind of magic. Once again, I would hear the hit songs on the radio or, see a video and enjoy them. One Vision was okay. The kind of magic I loved. Who Wants to Live Forever? And then, some other ones I can't. Give Me the Prize. Don't Lose Your Head. 1 Year of Love. Friends Will Be Friends. I think with Queen, the later part of their career, they kind of focus more on singles than albums. And so that kind of, I guess it just turned me off a little bit. But I always respected them. It's not like, oh, I hate Queen, right? Kind of Magic, 7 out of 10. And then The Miracle. I Want It All is about the only song I know on this. um, yeah, Party, The Invisible Man, Breakthrough, Rain Must Fall, Scandal. It's just, the few times I've played this, it just didn't hold my interest. I will, this year, I'll play these albums again and see if I change my mind. So this would probably, because I only know one song, this is, for me, one of their weaker albums, but I need to listen to it more. We'll see. So for now, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Now, their final, I consider this their final album. I know I have the one follow up. Innuendo, along with Jazz, is my favorite Queen album. Yeah, I bought this when it came out because, seeing the videos, and I loved The Show Must Go On and These Are the Days of Our Lives, very moving videos. Innuendo with Steve Howe from Yes. I love the only song I think that I wasn't a big fan of is All God's People. And one of Queen's most underrated songs, I feel, is Ride the Wild Wind. It would be in my top 10 favorite Queen songs. So this, and I like All God's People a lot more than I used to. So I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. And I do play this 2 or 3 times a year. Of course, when Freddie Mercury passed away a few years later, they had some recordings that he did, and the band got back to finish them, and they released Made in Heaven, which I never play. Once again, except when I was doing a review for it or doing a ranking, and it just, I don't know. I feel this is the way to end Queen. But I guess Freddie Mercury wanted this released. He was for it. And yeah, maybe it's kind of too depressing or something. But I haven't played this in a couple of years. I'm not even going to rate it because it's not really fair. I would need to listen to it more. Well, for now, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. There's no bad Queen albums. So anything is at least a 6 out of 10. I'll give this a 7. And that is it. I would love your thoughts on Queen, and also, like I said, some bands that you feel, you might have them in your collection and respect them and think they're a great band, but you never listen to the albums. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.